Hello. If you made it here, you are well off the beaten path. In The Lion King, we are in the elephant graveyard with Pride Rock Land standing far away. You are in the shadows, well off the beaten path. My name is Rich with unlimited cards. Welcome. I'm a nobody. I want to spend a little bit of time talking about pre-orders. Pre-orders are single-handedly one of the most insane concepts to this entire market of collectibles, right? This is about trading cards. I don't even know if people know what these videos are about. I get like 2 views. Pre-orders are absolutely maniacal. Now, they have really good utility, right? And the utility for a store is to be able to get a loan, right? So you can extend the amount of money that you have in order to buy so you can sell, right? There is a utility case there. And there's a fact out there that says, if you want to grow a business, you want to scale up real quick, use other people's money instead of yours. It'll be quicker. Sure. But I'm telling you, this whole concept of pre-orders, how we came to this way of life where literally everybody just wants something before it's there, right? Like that's the definition of entitlement and instant gratification. Being able to have something even before it's physically there. It's crazy. And here's the problem with pre-orders, right? So a store, let's say, sells a $200 box 3 months in advance. Before the product's even there, they say that's $200. 3 months go by, and over time, when it releases, the box becomes $300. Now, as a store, you have a moral choice, right? You can either sell it at $200, which you probably make a profit, but you're selling it at a loss because it's $300 right now. And you can do the morally right thing, be a good person, and lose out on money. Or you can feed the business and make the business better, but morally is really a down thing to do, and you cancel that order and you relist it for $300, right? Now, let's say the buyer buys it at $200, 3 months in advance, it goes to, let's say, $100 at release. Now, the buyer has a moral choice and literally there are platforms where you can do this. It blows my mind. Buyer has a choice where you can cancel and, save yourself $100 and buy it at a lower price, or you take the punch in the mouth and you accept it for $200 even though it's $100, and the store goes off laughing. Most of social media is made up of, I would say, buyers. There are plenty of sellers out there, but it's mostly the buyers. They're the ones with the opinions. They're the ones that think of things. And these buyers will complain about the stores doing the immoral thing. The one thing I'd like to put out there, though, even though it's not said as much, it's more behind the scenes, is that stores also complain about buyers doing the same thing in the inverse situation, right? This is a beautiful thing we're talking about with Spider-Man collector boxes taken to zero. I'm buying when it's three, no more. I'm a strict buyer. $3. Shit's not worth more than that. So the reason why I'm bringing this video, I mean, everything I just said, everybody knows. That's part of this world. By the way, this is trading cards. I don't know if you guys even know. I literally have like 2 views every video. So, this is about trading cards. Do I need to say that? I don't know. Should I just like show up on a video with a bunch of popcorn around me? This is about popcorn. The economy of popcorn. I literally saw this video where it was tying up a lot of confusion around pre-orders, right? People are literally there are stores, okay? Literally putting out unlimited pre-orders. Now, the way that they put it out there, and this is in the Pokemon world, is that they're unlimitedly, I can't even say the name of my own store, putting out pre-orders for people and saying, we want to show distributors our demand, right? And then they don't get what they get and they refund the money to the people. And for a lot of people, that's very confusing. You look at this and you're like, what the hell are you doing, right? You literally did all this and then now you have to refund all the money and it's chaos in the market. And that's why prices climb, because all the people get canceled and they jump back in and it gets higher and higher and higher, right? It's just like this vicious cycle, this spiral upwards. And people wonder, like, why would you do that? Why would you, like, ruin your reputation as a store? Well, number one, yeah, your reputation is ruined, but you know what's really funny? A lot of buyers out there, number one, are new, and number two, are dumb. And they're going to keep doing it with the same store. Or they're new and they don't understand. So you literally have like this endless cycle. Or so we think. And so what do they do? What did they... let me put it into perspective for you guys, okay? This happens all over the place. This happens in the investment world of not just trading cards. It happens with the stock market. It happens with crypto, where literally you can take other people's money and reinvest into it because you're going to get a higher return. And with that higher return, that becomes yours. I mean, is it really yours? I don't know. Tell me, Sam, where you at? Tell me. I'm sorry. Touchy subject. And you take that return for yourself, and then you return the money to the customers in a perfect world where everything is great. And it works. That's the crazy thing. And you know what? Most stores out there can choose to do that. You ruin your reputation long term. It is a terrible business choice. I will get into that in a second. And you're on a path of destruction when you do that. But you can. And you will get a return. Here's the caveat. In a bull market, right? So when things are going up, if you take a bunch of money and you put it into things that keep going up, right? You will get a return. You take that return and then you return the money to the people 3 months later if you don't get what you want, right? And so everybody gets pissed off. But then life goes on because we're living in this like instant gratification kind of world where we literally just like, It's so crazy. I mean, our minds. Does anybody remember Outlaws of Thunder Jungle? Does anybody remember Wilds of Eldraine? You know, like these are dead sets. We just keep moving on and on to the next thing. It's like next. What's the new hot thing? Spider-Man. You know what? Give it a week. We'll be talking about Avatar. It's like the rate of change is going so fast and we forget the past. And so these sellers just keep doing this and we forget and we move on and it just keeps happening, right? But what do they do with the money? Well, they're making money with the money you're giving them, and that's how they can refund the money and actually make money. So now that we realize that, and we're settling down a little bit, this opportunity, I guess if you want to call it, shady, works very well in a bull market. People like that will make out like a bat out of hell, and they're going to do very well financially. The world is about relationships. If you don't know that, then I feel sorry for you. It works in a bull market. So here's my question for the public out there. What happens in the downturn? What happens when you borrow a bunch of money from not someone, but millions of people maybe? You know, endless pre-orders. And things tank in that 3-month period. This is where reality sets in so quickly, you won't even see it coming. I implore anybody out there that's into any kind of investment, whether it's cards, whether it's stocks, bonds, crypto, I implore you to spend time. You don't have to live in a negative mindset. You don't have to be completely bearish. Just spend some time and understand what it looked like for the world when 2008 happened, when the Great Depression of the 30s happened, even the dot-com bubble, or high interest rates, of the late 70s. You have to understand these certain times because it comes as a shock and it hits you so hard, you won't know what to do and you will be living in misery and pain for a very long time. It's a very surreal thing to learn. So for anybody out there that chooses to do shady things, congratulations, you're probably making a great return. You're not going to see it coming when the train hits you, though. And that right there is the scariest moment. You're playing with fire. It's beautiful, and it'll burn you. Just preaching to the open air here since no one watches my videos. You have to understand that this is a thing that happens. There are immature stores out there. There are immature buyers out there. There's probably more immature buyers than immature stores just because it's young, running fast, people that click through videos like it's nonstop, and have no idea what they're doing with their lives. If you're doing a store, just going through the fact of making a store gives you a higher probability of being mature, but believe me, there's a lot of immature stores out there. So I'd say there's a bigger probability of immature people in the buyers, but still, endless pre-orders. Oh, society and people will get blinded by greed and happiness and excitement until it punches them in the face, right? Like you're on the roller coaster, right? You're on the Superman. Did they still have the Superman at Six Flags? Is that a thing? You're on the Superman, right? And you're riding up and it's like, and then you just go, whoo, and it's exciting. Woo! Ha ha! And you're just going, and then right at the bottom, you just stop. And the next train's coming behind you. Those are very scary moments. You're stuck in your seatbelt and you got a train that's about to fucking come right after you. This is why patience and slower growth is a better solution for most the people out there, because people do not understand speed and stopping. It is what it is, and it's going to keep running in the world. This is something we've been harping about since the beginning of time. I mean, there wasn't trading cards in the beginning of time, but this has always been an issue where people want more and more and more, faster and faster and faster, until it punches everybody in the face. Everybody is in pain. But just like relationships, you have to have those painful moments. And the reason for that is because that's when the true colors really start coming out. When you go through some sort of painful moment, the true colors in every single person start coming out. Because when you're in a greedy, hot time, everyone can handle it. I mean, what? Maybe you might, feel sad about missing out. That's like the worst. But when you go through a dark time and everybody's struggling and you might be in a depression, that's when true colors really come out. And you really learn who was actually doing it right and who wasn't. Scary, scary, scary. With these generations and the war that we have going on between the baby boomer mentality of slow growth and work a job 30 years and then this hot, fast, we want it now, culture now. I don't even know. We've gone through so many generations recently. It's like, what are we on? Gen C or something? We're on I think it's Gen Beta. What do we just go through the cycle again? Okay, start an alpha again. We ran out of ideas. Look. We don't know when the dark time is coming. It is coming. We don't know. Literally, this bull run and excitement could go on for the next 10 years, right? So not being part of the market, you miss out. But you have to understand and you have to respect that this is going to hurt at some time. If you don't respect that, you're going to hurt even more. Pre-order world is insane. Like, how do we get here? How do we sell something even before it appears? I truly respect anybody out there that is not part of that game. and is able to grind, work hard, find opportunity, and get themselves to a place where they don't need that extra capital. We all want more, more, more. That's what social media and all this stuff on the internet and the TVs and the box tubes and all this stuff, that's what they're telling us. More, more, more. And there are not many people out there that say, hey, get enough to be happy with what you have and to weather the storm, because the storm will come. Is it coming tomorrow? Maybe. Is it coming 10 years? Maybe. But it will hit at some point. And that's really going to show who's screwing around and who's doing it more right. Have a good day.